Hi. Hello to everybody watching the replay. How are you doing today? How are you doing? Let me know down below in the comments. Like I said, I would love to know how you're doing today. Oh, me? You wanna know how I'm doing today? I'm so glad you asked. I'm doing wonderful. It's Friday. It's Friday. And it's a 3-day week. Is it a 3-day weekend? You know what's crazy? I just get the weeks mixed up nowadays. It's a 3-day weekend, y'all. So it's giving relax. It's giving do as I please. Be happy, be free. If you're watching a replay, next week we'll be doing a giveaway. So stay tuned for more information about the giveaway. I will be posting on the community tab. We will be doing it September the 7th. Shout out to all the Virgos. Water. So we're just gonna wait, see who comes in the room today. Let's see how everybody's doing. Hey, no ego, how are you? Oh, let me set the question up for today. Don't be acting crazy today. Hold up. What is this? Bro, please, y'all. Hi there. Technology, why is technology like being annoying? I guess we're gonna have to do a poll. I don't really want to do a poll. Like, come on. I don't want to do a poll. But it's the only thing that they're gonna allow me to do because technology is being so annoying. I'll just put it in the I'll just pin the comment because why is it not working? But I don't know what's going on because even yesterday my technology was just acting stupid. My camera has been acting stupid. Maybe it's because Uranus is in Gemini. I'm a Gemini. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. You tell me, friend. I don't know. How's y'all day been? I'm about to post the question for today in pin it. Thank you guys. Hey, George from Scotland. Hello. You like my ceiling? Thank you. I like it too. Question. Hi, Michael. The glasses are eating. Thank you. It's pretty nice. Thank you. What's the question for today? We just vibing out. I'm putting the question up right now. But because I don't know what's going on with my YouTube, it's not letting me create like the question and answer that's usually up here at the top. It's not showing me the thing. So I just pinned the question, The question is pinned. So if you guys want to go ahead and answer the question, it's pinned. Maish, you said I love you. I love you too, baby. Maish Salanka. Okay. Welcome back, IT. Not today because we will look for something else, which big dream but not fulfilled. Okay. Hey, Munisa. Hello. Shout out to Greece. Marinaire. 2 plants and shame on us for... I don't know what you're talking about, friend. Thank you, Michael. It doesn't help to keep hearing it, though. So, king of oneself, I just posted the question. Hey, Jivon. Thank you, Michael. Hi, Paul. Hello, Priyantha. Hey, Alfred. Hey, y'all. How y'all doing today? It's only been 5 minutes. I'm surprised. I'm going to keep trying to post the question, but, like, how they have the Q&A up here, I don't know why it's not working. Hello. How are y'all doing today? So if y'all can see, can you say, I believe you have to provide emotional safety for yourself? Yeah, but who, like, we that's, you know, that's very true. But I want to think about people outside of ourselves. So we're talking about building love and belonging. This is a way that we build love and belonging, is by having emotional safety in our relationships, in the bonds that we have. So is there anybody outside of yourself who has provided emotional safety? Thank you to whoever's giving me all the hearts. I appreciate it. I'll just do a poll since it's not gonna let me do the other one. Has someone ever provided you emotional safety? Fudge you too for not allowing me to do what I want to do. This is a big... Why is YouTube doing this? YouTube, you're gonna get on my nerves. What is this update? Like, can y'all even see me? Can you ask me a question? What's your question, baby? You can still see me? Okay. Is this in the way? Is this poll in the way? Thank you, Crazy Flash. Michael, you said, I don't think there could be emotional safety. Really? Okay. IT said emotional safety is first taken, then given, remember. Is that true? That's an interesting thing to say. It's first taken and then given. Hey, DRK Blogs. I've been seeing you, friend. How you doing, friend? Not they freaking made me the freaking, This is crazy. This is the first time that ever happened to me. Michael said everyone gets hurt, so you never safe. Oh my. That is not a good mindset. We'll talk about it. I just want to see that we've had 15 people vote. So let's see where everybody is today with their thoughts and everything. You said don't hide likes, comments, please like, support. Thank you. Hey John, welcome to back. Oh my god, I can't speak. Welcome back to the live. Okay, see, you just get random people who just come say random stuff. But you know, IT, you are very consistent. You always come back. So, you know, I'm gonna let you stay. I'm gonna let you stay. Cause you gonna increase engagement. You have that effect to confuse people. What you mean? Good emotional. Okay, y'all. So we have 16 people who voted so far. 44% said yes. 19% said no. You said stuttering. Oh Lord. 12% said I don't know. 25% said what is emotional safety. But majority of the people said 44%. Majority of the people said 44. I mean, said yes. So 44% said yes. I don't like this new YouTube update, so they need to fix it. I don't know what they decided, why they decided to do that, but they need to fix it. So we had 20 people vote, so we can go ahead and get started because that's enough. That's enough people to, you know, have a conversation about this because 40% say yes, so it's about the same. And okay, so it just changed. 29% said they don't know what emotional safety is. So I think that's a good amount of people who just don't know what emotional safety is. King of Oneself said we got to elaborate on the emotional safety. In what manner are we speaking of safety in our relationships with individuals, friends, family, anybody, you know, people who are in your community. That is what emotional safety is. And it's just changing by the minute. So when you feel emotionally safe, you feel accepted within your community. That's just one thing. You feel valued and you feel secure, right? So if you feel a pre-anxious occupied attachment with the relationship, you don't have emotional safety. You don't have emotional safety. Like, if you are afraid to be who you are in your relationships, be honest. You said we can't see you. I'm telling you. I'm about to delete the poll. I don't really want to delete the poll. Oh, ooh, you can make it smaller. Okay. There we go. Well, there we go. That's what I've been needing this whole time. That's exactly what I wanted. Hey, y'all. I'm so glad I figured that out. Hey, y'all. I got my handy dandy fan. Hey, hey, hey. You feel emotionally safe on the lives. I love that. Hey, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to build community. So as you should. So when you feel emotionally safe, you know that you can express your thoughts even when you don't understand them yourself. Even when you feel like you're going against the other individual, you feel like, okay, well, this is not a positive thought about this person, but I want to be honest. That's when you know you feel emotionally safe. If you feel like you can't even give constructive criticism or be honest about the things that you do not like in with a person, you don't have emotional safety in your relationship. King of Oneself said, I be me wherever I go, whether I'm accepted or not being egotistical or anything. I don't think that's egotistical. I mean, you just saying that you just be you. But I feel like there's a lot of people who have a hard time being themselves because they're afraid of, you know, not being accepted because they've had consistent experiences where they were not accepted and they were demonized for whatever reason. So if you feel emotionally safe, you're not afraid of being judged. You're not afraid of being rejected or being attacked for your beliefs or who you are. Like me being who I am, you know, the spiritual beliefs that I have, a lot of times I don't feel emotionally safe around certain religious people, right? You know, there has been a consistent type of person who will show up and try to demonize me for the spiritual practices that I have. And it gets old. It gets very old. So it's like I don't even feel emotionally safe around you anymore. Hey, Charlie. So emotional safety is the foundation. Backlash, yeah, you feel like you're gonna get backlash. Exactly, that's when you feel like you don't feel emotionally safe. Emotional safety consists of trust, intimacy, and a healthy connection. I think intimacy is such an interesting perspective to emotional safety. Sorry, y'all. Let me turn this off. I know it's a little loud. Sandra, you said, hey girl, you're talking so real and you're beautiful. God bless you and have a nice day / night. Thank you, baby. You know what's a good book that I never want to put down? Jabir. This is my favorite book that I never want to ever in my whole entire life put down. Link in the description. Mind y'all, the website is out. If y'all are interested in looking at my website, as well as the services and products that I have, it's on the website. It's in the description. You can also find it in my YouTube description, Transition with Leisure. So if you're interested in lectures, I just posted a lecture. And I will be doing a sale to celebrate the giveaway and all the accomplishments that we've had together. So I'm excited. King, you said to have emotional safety, one must first have emotional security of their self. Wouldn't you agree? I don't agree, but I like where you coming from. You said the system F the word up. What system? Brian said, Mom, how can I be that book? By purchasing it on Amazon. So when you say that you first have to be emotionally secure, I don't think that you have to be emotionally secure in order for you to experience emotional safety. Hey Damien, welcome back to the live. I feel like you can experience emotional safety in a relationship with somebody and still be emotionally insecure, because emotional safety is just something that's provided within a relationship, right? Some people don't always have that. So this is what it looks like everyday life. Thank you, privileged. Thank you. So it looks like knowing the other person will keep your vulnerability safe. Have you ever been around friends? Oh my God. I literally experienced this not too long ago. Not with me, but other people. Where they will be around people who you don't know, but then they'll tell your business as if you know these people. Hey, Rico, welcome back to the live. I've experienced this where this one girl, I was in a group with these girls, and 3 of them knew each other, and then I didn't really know any of them. And the girl just blatantly said out loud to the whole group the other girl's medical issues. And the girl did not want the girl was the type of girl who didn't want people to know her business. And she just was like, yeah, this is what's going on with you, and you need to do da-da-da-da. And I was like, why would she tell her business like that? Like, she doesn't know me. She doesn't know me or other people in this group. Like, why would she say that? King, you said, think about if I'm not secure of my emotions, what kind of person will I be? Dependent on someone or thing outside of myself. I do agree. I agree with that. Because then you have a pretty anxious, occupied attachment to other people validating your emotions. Baby girl. That means that I don't believe I've ever received emotional support from anybody at all. Really? That's crazy. So that breaks the trust. If I can't even tell you what's going on in my life without you feeling the need to blurt it out to people who I don't know, I cannot trust you. And I mean, that's their girl's fault, because she should have told her about herself, but obviously she don't know how to speak up for herself. Consistency. This is one thing that a lot of people miss in relationships, is consistency. You have to consistently show me that you're trustworthy. Trust takes a long time to build, but it's the quickest to break, literally. And that's what emotional intimacy is based on. Is I've consistently seen that you've had behavior that is supportive of me being who I am, and at the same time it's supportive for the relationship to develop and grow. So that means they show up in words and actions every time, over time. It doesn't mean that their actions don't align. There's a look, I'm telling you, there's a lot of people out there, because I know y'all dating them in y'all little situationship, where they telling you one thing but their actions not aligning. You look at actions first. Consistent actions tell you more than words. A man will tell you he'll give you the world, but then don't even give you a date. Y'all see my, did y'all see my short? Did y'all see my short that I just posted? Yeah, Real Rico said, yeah, once I feel like I can't trust you, it's a wrap. Damien said, yeah, all I hear is this: you're on the verge of going crazy and you need medical attention right now. You got problems. That's all I get. John. Damien, so people telling you that you medically ill and you need some support. Have you asked them, how should I go about this? Come here, baby. Come here. Come here. Say hi to the live, baby. Y'all see my son? Can y'all see him over the comments? Damien, I would definitely ask them, like, what you think I need? What's next? What I need next? Jabir said, men generally don't have the privilege to be that way. If you're emotional, they use it against you. If you're not, they use it against you. Just a lot of toxic women I've had the pleasure of knowing. Pleasure in quotations. Dang, friend. Welcome, Jamil. Wow. His name is Red. This is my son, Red. Look at him. Sorry, that's my ponytail on the back. He is always disinterested. That's exactly how he feels. He's always disinterested until it comes to something that he won't. But he know how to communicate for sure. He'll let me know what's up, what's tea. Y'all, I'm from America. So the next thing is acceptance. And that's not just accepting me because I'm so cute. There's so many people who will look at you and be like, oh, she's pretty, I want to be friends with her. But don't want to get to know who you are as an individual. They don't care about nothing but surface level. They don't ask you about your beliefs, your favorite foods, your day. How you going to accept me? You don't know who I am. How you going to accept me? You don't even know who I am. Another one is respect. You know, respecting boundaries, opinions, and individuality. I think that that's a big deal with people who have codependent relationships, where it's always like, okay, will you accept me when I'm different, when I decide to take a different route? You just stare at them, shake your head, and walk away. Okay, don't engage in the drama, period. Proud of you, friend. Another one is non-judgment. Non-judgment. So, you know, we all make mistakes. We all have challenges in our lives. But that doesn't mean you need to laugh at me. You need to talk about me, be mean to me, gossip about me, or punish me in any way for my mistakes. Do y'all realize how easy it is for certain people to punish? I think that punishing people is a very easy thing for some people to do. You say, I would never. I think it's very easy for some people to do, and it's a very bad habit for some people. I said it because I just experienced this myself. When I disagreed with somebody, we had got into a little spat, and I disagreed with them, and when I told them what I wanted to do, they tried to change up the rules just so that I couldn't get what I wanted. But guess who ended up getting what they wanted? Because I always get what I want, and you cannot play with me. So you said some get joy from it. Exactly, because they don't have nothing to do in their life. So people will try to punish you by changing up the rules, by gaslighting you, lying to you, by doing just, there's so many ways that people will try to punish you. That's not emotionally safe. Passive aggressiveness is punishment as well. Silent treatments, reminding you of old things in the past that you may have gotten over. Sounds like the government. I'm dead. Those are ways that some people will punish you. I'm really surprised today. I don't know if it's the YouTube update, but we only have 54 likes. A lot of times, usually we have a lot more likes than 54. Thank you, Warrior. Welcome back to the live, friend. We usually have a lot more likes than 54, so I'm super surprised today. Maybe it's a Friday. I did tell myself that I don't think I want to start coming on here on Saturdays, but maybe I need to not do it on Fridays. Because, you know, I don't know what's going on. Hey, Michelle. Hey, sir, Rebel. Welcome back to the live, friend. So we talked about, you know, what it looks like, emotional safety. I know, right? Shout out to the 3-day weekend for everybody who got it. Okay, Michelle, winning debates. Love that for you. Must be an air sign. So we need to talk about what emotional safety looks like in relationships. This is my emotional support animal. If y'all didn't know that, this is my emotional support animal. This is my favorite person in the whole world. This is not even a person. This is an animal. This is my... Hold up. You all up in the camera, friend. Take some space. Y'all ready to see what emotional safety look like in action? You an air sign? Air sign? I'm a Cancer. Oh, you a water sign, baby. You not an air sign. Can you sit down? Sit down. So anywho. Hey, Early Girly Johnson, I'm sorry. Y'all funny. So it looks like in communication, y'all trying to figure out what does emotional safety look like in communication. Y'all ready? It looks like, I don't agree with that. Period. And nobody's gonna retaliate against you just because you don't agree with them. Just because I don't want to go eat McDonald's with y'all don't mean that I hate y'all. Don't mean that you gotta bully and punish me because I don't want to eat McDonald's with y'all. Yeah, if you get your emotional support animal, if y'all live in apartments, if you go to a therapist, you don't have to pay for the animal. I would never have to pay for Red ever in my life because he's an emotional support animal. Right, baby? The funny thing about it, the only reason why he keep walking over here because he wants to stand on top of the book. If y'all have a cat, y'all know that the animal wants to be on whatever you're doing. McDonald's nasty anyway. Sometimes. Okay, shout out to all the cancers with autism. So the next one is they listen actively without interrupting and minimizing your feelings. The next one is tell me more instead of you're doing too much, you're overreaching. Have you ever like said to somebody like, okay, yesterday when we walked in the door and you closed the door on me when I was walking in behind you, that actually hurt my feelings. And they was like, you should have walked faster. Bitch, you close the door on me, you think that I'm gonna walk faster? No, next time I'm going to push you into the door. Shout out to all the Capricorns. Shout out to all the Capricorns. Y'all ever told somebody how y'all felt and they tried to tell you that you was wrong for feeling the way you felt? That's something that pissed me off. Okay, we don't gotta believe in astrology. That's not the conversation for today. But I'm a Gemini. You said Sir said I hate when people don't think for themselves within their relationships. Yeah, codependency. Shout out to England. Hey, Ryan, you love the accent? Okay, I'm an American. That's why I got this accent. Thank you, Erilee. Tanisha, you said Tanisha? Is it Tanisha? That's a very interesting way to spell that if your name is Tanisha. You said, I'm a Capricorn. I have told someone how I felt and they said I'm running my mouth. Yet they want me to hear them out. So I tell them they're running their mouth, shaking my head. Yep. Yeah, it's petty, but it's okay to be petty sometimes. So in conflict, you feel emotionally safe when arguments are focused on the issue. Oh my God. Oh my God, this is one of my biggest pet peeves. This is one of my biggest pet peeves. Arguing is not supposed to be attacking each other when you want the relationship to be maintained. Arguments are not supposed to be attacking each other when you want the relationship. When you attack people in arguments, it's because you don't want to fuck with them. Period. I'm not attacking somebody who I want to stay in a relationship with. Friendship, family, romantic partners. Emotional love. We talking about emotional safety. Shout out to all the Geminis. T021 said, what state are you representing? You ready to know what state I'm representing today? I am representing the state of love, joy, peace, and harmony. King of Oneself said, active listener. I don't know. I can only listen for so long before my noise canceling activate. GR, welcome GR. Shout out to GR. You said attack the issue, not the person. Oh my God. Tunisia. Oh, hey Tunisia. That's my first time ever hearing that. Tunisia. Welcome to you. Welcome to the chat, friend. I love you too, Brand. Okay. Shout out to South Carolina. Okay, shout out to South Carolina. You said arguments to me is pointless. There's nothing to prove in arguments except who got the biggest mouth. The thing about it is it's okay to have disagreements. It's okay to have disagreements and like go back and forth. But it's the problem is when you're not focused on solving the issue. And that's my biggest thing is that a lot of times there is an issue in between y'all being able to reach the harmony that you're seeking when y'all have these conflicts. So why not figure out what the issue is and then attack that together instead of attacking each other? That's what builds emotional safety, is when you are dedicated to focusing on the solution to the problems that you have within your relationships. That's how you know that, hey, I value this relationship because I would much rather figure out a solution to our problems than attack each other and keep building our problems. Sir said, arguing should only be debated but still supported within a balance on both views and results. Most definitely attack the issue, not the person. Facts. I hate when men and women, grown men and women, are not solution oriented. Thank you, Sean. That's my biggest pet peeve. And I think that's one of the biggest issues that I've dealt with. Like, literally, I had to deal with a woman who was like 40 years old, multiple women in their 40s who were not solution oriented. And me being 48 years old, it's like, baby, I've been solution oriented. Michael said, my auntie Cat Flap who adopted me. Real Rico, you said, see me, I just say my piece, drop it, and move on. I'm always open to discussion. Period. You said, sir said, a deeper issue sometimes be when people think they're healed from things that they are indeed not. This is more common now than what people believe right now as we speak. Yeah, King, I'm 48. Ryan said, being a man, I used to be selfish and not listen. But when I started to, my relationships were better for it. Shout out to the accountability. Shout out to the accountability, Ryan. I'm happy for you, Ryan. You doing your big one. Yeah, y'all. Literally, I think that is the transition into adulthood is accountability. But like I was saying, y'all. Okay, so you know that you feel emotionally safe when they don't use your secrets or vulnerabilities as weapons. So y'all ever been like, you ever like been talking to somebody and you made them mad for whatever reason, and they be like, get your skinny ass away from me, bitch, you so skinny, I'll blow you away. You fall down like a house. And the three wolves, the three pigs, the story, whatever that is. Y'all know that story with the three pigs blow their house down? Nevaeh said the same thing. I just save my peace and move on with my life. I ain't got time for no low lives. Damien said you have to take responsibility for your choices. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck in the same spot, period. Bridge, hey girl, said also good to see your smile again. One of the sweetest readers. Bridget. Hey, Bridget. How are you? So, like, those are like petty comments. And I know a lot of y'all, if y'all was raised in like y'all's families, may have had those comments like, girl, you so skinny, or girl, you gaining weight, look, you getting fat, or your head so big, you big-headed bitch. You ever have somebody just be on your ass? You be like, you ain't got no life. Every time you see me, you got something negative to say. Oh, I'm like, your sister had girl. King of Oneself said, is white lies ever okay? Like maybe lying about our age, maybe. Okay, my girl said getting a pedicure, but yeah, the three little pigs all have to run to the brick house. Exactly. But they over here trying to tell you that you made a cotton house. That's how skinny you are, that they you just blow away. Hey, amen. Shout out to Michael. He said, God bless you all. So, I don't like the little petty compliments. You know, the little petty, you trying to out me for my vulnerabilities. Like, you ever, like, you date somebody, like, you dating a girl, and she be like, hey, Four Eyes, what you doing, Four Eyes? And you like, well, bitch. I don't like that little petty stuff. Hey, did you find a husband? Girl, you know I've been having me 3 husbands already. I got about 8 now. Damien, you said, yeah, I experienced that. What you talking about? Poor guy almost got knocked out in the hospital. You about to beat somebody up? What they say? Hey, Jacqueline. Hey, girl, Grand Rising. John said, damn 3. Every day it's a new number. I don't know. It changes. Hey, Kay, baby. Welcome back to the live. Sir, hilarious. Y'all hilarious. Y'all be cracking me up. Kiki, ha ha. So, you know that you know, when you have emotional safety in your relationship, people can apologize and take accountability when they're wrong. Like, okay, yeah, I was dead wrong. I gave you the wrong address and you drove 30 minutes to get to that address. I was dead wrong. I'm so sorry. Like, who was the first person who apologized to you? I remember the first adult who apologized to me was my grandmother. And I remember being a kid and being like, oh my God, adults apologize. Like, y'all ever had somebody like apologize to you and you didn't even realize, like, oh, I didn't even realize that you should have probably apologized to me, so I appreciate you for even doing that. I wouldn't even thought about it. Okay, Early, shout out to you, girly. Shout out to my smart queen. Ryan said, you be like, 4 eyes, that's more to love, just joking, love. I don't know. I'm real sensitive, so let you say something real slick and now I think that you plotting on me. Don't say no slick shit with me, baby. I start thinking you plotting. If you just say be real sweet, we gonna have smooth selling. Smooth selling. Like, you plotting on my self-esteem at this point. King of Oneself says, so if I said I like your glasses, they look great on you, would you think that's petty? No, that's a regular compliment. Good night, you said. Sir said, can't teach morals, values, and principles. Amen said, I have 4 eyes too. Shout out to all the 4-eye people. Okay. Ryan said, good role models. Damien said, I was back and forth from the hospital for 3 months because my wife was there. This guy used to see me there every day and be talking crazy stuff to my face. He almost got his head knocked off. Why are you talking crazy to you at the hospital during those moments of your life? I'm proud of you for being able to keep your composure for so long, because, baby, that's real plotting right there. Now I gotta wait for you to leave the hospital so I can accidentally hit you with my car. Nice to meet you too, friend. John said, somebody think they slick. Who? Okay, let's see. What else we got? So people, you know, you have emotional safety when people can apologize for their wrongdoings. Also, both of you feel safe walking away to cool down without fear of abandonment. We've talked about this before. A lot of people have abandonment issues. So when you be like, I need space, they be like, you're leaving me. My mom, my dad, my grandma, my great-great-granddad from 1924 left me. And now you're leaving me too. And now for some people, they'll feel guilty and be like, no, I'll stay with you. A bad bitch like me, I'm gonna let you sit up there and think I'm abandoning you. I'm like, get thee. Give me some time. Give me some space. That's how you know you are emotionally safe. When you feel like the other person is clinging on to you and you cannot have space, is codependent, and they have abandonment issues, or even you're codependent or have abandonment issues, there is no emotional safety in your relationship. Fix your abandonment issues. Fix it. Fix it. Fix it, Lord. Right, you said I sell pianos for a living. Okay, friend. You said, Ryan, you said, I apologize for the last comment. Okay. Look at Ryan. Ryan is accountable king in the chat. What you look like? Okay. Shout out to the YT man in the chat. GR said, it's hard when you deal with people. We all make mistakes. I once told my nephew that he looks like a garbage pail kid. I was insensitive and I regret it. I typically don't say things like that. I've had my moments like that too. You said you be slick back early. Have you apologized, GR, to your nephew for that comment? Tell me the truth. Steve said, whatever, girlfriend. Whatever. I love you too, Joe. Damien said, the thing is, everyone knew my situation, but he decided to make a joke out of it. My security guard buddies had to restrain me from punching him in his face. I couldn't take it. I think that's one of them things where you got to do like a comeback, and you just got to do a 1-2 real quick. And I think this is a perfect time because nobody will ever know. Like, who would be expecting you to come beat that nigga up, you know? John said, Ike Turner. Hey, friend. Shout out to my friend. I think you Russian. The one with the emojis. Shout out to you, to my Russian people. Meiana, no idea about Ryan. What you mean? What you mean, girly? Hey, Assad. So that's what that means. And if you're having conflict, that's what that looks like when you're having conflict, when you have emotional safety as well. It's okay to experience conflict in relationships. You just have to be emotionally safe in those relationships as well. So in support, they validate your emotions instead of trying to fix you immediately. We talked about this too. If y'all been in the conversations, y'all been in the live, a lot of this is reiterated. These are important things to build emotional safety and just build love and belonging in relationships anyway, right? So they not trying to fix your issues. Like, you crying to them about Amanda at work and how that big fat bitch always eating Cheetos in her fucking Cookie Monster pajama pants at her desk, and how she tried to tell you that you couldn't go on break, but it was your break time and she wanted you to just sit at your desk all day. And they trying to figure out, well, have you tried to talk to Amanda? Have you tried to talk to your boss? Have you tried to talk to the manager? And it's like, no, that big fat bitch Amanda with her Cookie Monster pajamas. Ain't nobody got time for that. Let me just vent. GR said, no, I haven't, but I'm not sure. I should bring it up. It happened many years ago. I'm not sure if he remembers it. I would just do it. I think that's one of those things that could really build emotional safety in your relationship. Because then he'd be like, I don't remember that. But the fact that you even apologize for that. Connections. And it removes the guilt as well. Like, there's a sense of guilt with that situation. So then you won't have no guilty conscience. All the 2,000-year snacks. King of Oneself said most emotional issues in relationships is usually because both partners have an insecurity about themselves. They too afraid to express to one another. Yeah. Okay, early. Thank you. Yeah, I also think, like, for me, I think that emotional safety was something I was never taught. So I think that it could be insecurity, but on top of that, just ignorance. When you never had that presented in your everyday life, how do you know how to do it? Like, how? It's a very difficult thing to do when you don't know. So they celebrate your wins without jealousy or dismissal. Oh my God. I think in friendships, this is one of those big things. I think in a lot of friendships, a lot of people feel a little insecure to speak on their good things when their friends are, there's not the same thing happening with them. Hi, Raju. And this is why we're doing this now. Because if you have watched these love and belonging videos and your relationships have not gotten better, then you're not implementing the things that we talk about. Like, I for sure see my relationships getting 100% X better after doing this. And we're only on like day 19. We literally have 11 more days of this. I do feel like this has been a long journey of this, but I can agree that these conversations, I know for sure, will improve my relationships with people, because now I understand something. What was the barrier between me feeling safe in my relationships? And it's because I didn't feel emotionally safe. I didn't feel like, I could express myself. I didn't feel like I belonged. But there's so many ways that you can increase love and belonging in your relationships without having to have that codependent nature of being the same person, having the same things going on. I don't have to have the same religion as my loved ones. I don't have to, have the same political beliefs. Maybe I'm not a political person. I don't have to, want to go and take care of the orphans and the children and the homeless people for me to feel like we have a good relationship, because now I know the bond in between us. And we still got a lot more to go with this conversation, but we talk so much about binding to our manifestations, but in real time, we have bonds in our relationships. Binding to your manifestations is the same way that you bind to your relationships. You're creating bonds, right? Everything around you have some type of bond that's tying you, connecting you to another person. So sometimes we just don't sit down and take time to acknowledge what that bond is that's keeping us together. But yeah. Sir said the boundaries of friendship got to be formatted better too. We're going to talk about boundaries too. Ryan said, I suppose every situation is different. For sure, every situation is different. So in support, you know that you have emotional, not soul ties, just bonds. Not soul ties, just bonds. So in support, when you have emotional safety, the person, the partner, the friend, the mom, the dad, they offer reassurance when you're anxious instead of mocking or ignoring you. That's one thing I don't like. The silent treatments. That's a way of punishment as well. Silent treatments. So when you have an issue, they're letting you know, hey, I still love you for who you are. I want the best for you. I'm here for you. Instead of shutting down and leaving you, because that is abandoning at that moment. A lot of people don't realize why they have abandonment issues. They think that abandonment means, oh, you left me, you left me, when I don't know. And it's like, no, there's such thing as emotional abandonment. Like if your parents were not communicating with you, when you had emotional issues happening, when your parents were shut down because they couldn't handle their own emotions, or when they would neglect you and walk away, you know, that disrupts the emotional safety in a relationship. Thank you, Michael. So they talked about boundaries, right? They respect your no. They respect your no without guilt tripping. If you're a woman, I don't know about men, I speak from a woman's experience, but if you're a woman, you've dealt with a man who you said no to, and they just had every excuse as to why your no wasn't that big of a deal. Rodrigo said, I feel like silent treatment stuff is super childish. Open your mouth and talk. Yeah. Hey, early girl, you said whoever cusses or like says mean or weird stuff, the message will be deleted. So please don't. Thank you. Thank you. Y'all, thank you. Period. Shout out to my moderators, the best moderators in the world. So if you had somebody and you said, hey, no, or no, it's not the right time. Like, let me give you an example from a woman's perspective, dating men. Oh, I have a boyfriend. He don't have to know. What your boyfriend got to do with me? What your boyfriend got to do with us? I've literally had this happen so many times. Like, we can still be friends. We can still be friends. Oh, I'm just trying to get to know you. You mean that you can't have no male friends? Or you be like, no, I really don't wanna, I don't want you to touch me like that. And then they get upset with you like, I mean, I'm not trying to harm you. What you think that you think I'm dangerous? You don't feel safe with me? You feel uncomfortable around me? And it's like, but I ain't never even said none of that. All I said is I just don't like the way you touch me, and now you getting upset with me. Now you trying to make me feel uncomfortable because you feel uncomfortable with my statement. Why should someone touch you? I mean, you never know. Maybe you go on a date with somebody and you just don't feel comfortable in the way that they're touching you. It's the first, second date. You want to take some time. I don't know. Everybody's different. So your no, like John said, a hit dog will holler. But I feel like with me growing up, I had to learn that people will try to gaslight you and guilt trip you when they feel uncomfortable with themselves. So if you're on here, all my young people and people in general who's still learning, people will try to make you feel uncomfortable when they are the ones, in fact, uncomfortable. Somebody said you're supposed to be touched. Anywho, another way, you feel free to share your needs without fearing rejection. Another way is they don't punish you with silence, manipulation, or explosive reactions. So those are ways that people maintain, boundaries to maintain emotional safety in relationships. You should be able to say no without feeling guilt tripped or be feeling bad after that. So somebody grab your shoulder. What your daddy do? That's crazy. When I was younger, when I was like in middle school or early high school, I was walking to the store from my home. I used to always walk when I was younger. Like, when I tell you, I used to be walking all around the neighborhood sometimes. But I was going to the store. I was going on my way back home. This man in this truck slowed down and was like, hey, do you need a ride home? I was a child. I was like, no. He didn't press me, thank goodness. But these things happen every day. Seriously. I remember walking with my mama one day, and it was a car that slowed down, and I guess he was like staring at me. And she was like, what are you looking at? Rainbow said parents' fault. Whose parents? The people who raise the people who don't know how to hear no and don't know how to take knows. Everly said my daddy like pulled me in front of him like he punched the dude in the face. Oh, good for you. I love that for you. If your crush rejects you, you gotta learn how to be rejected and keep it pushing. Get rejected, keep it pushing. Rejection is not that big of a deal. Rejection is God's protection. Somebody rejects you today, you get a new bad bitch tomorrow. Emotional damage. So, everyday examples. A friend lets you vent without trying to one-up your pain. Yeah. Without being like, you know, I know that your sister just got into a car accident. She's in the hospital with a broken knee. But my little brother just fell and broke his tooth. Like, okay, friend. This is a time for you to, you know, just hear me out and provide emotional comfort. What you think you want might not be good for you. Yeah, where'd that come from? And Scott, what you talking about? I'm going to only delete this because some words are triggering to people. And I don't want nobody to be triggered by this live. Somebody said parents' fault because you was a child. What? To be honest, a lot of girls get harassed. What? Okay. Friend, I'm done. Okay. For sure. Yeah, some of these people tripping in the chat, and we gonna delete them because we ain't got time for that today. Yeah, y'all on some other stuff. Y'all on some other stuff. So I pray for every woman in the radius of them individuals. So another one, everyday examples of emotional safety, is a partner asking you, how can I support you when you're stressed? You done came home from a long day away at work, and your partner sees that you stressed out, and it's like, what do you need from me today? How can I help you today? Are you being the partner who does that? You know, you done came home. I mean, you see your partner coming home from a long day at work, and you say, hey, what can I do to support you? Another one is a parent accepts your decision even if they don't fully understand them. I think that causes a lot of disruption between parent-child relationships, is when the parent does not allow the child to express themselves the way that they want to, and not allow the child to, you know, explore life in the way on their terms. You know, so many parents have an idea of who they want their child to be, how they want their child to turn out, but they don't realize that you're breaking that emotional safety barrier, the foundation of emotional safety that you have with your child, when you don't allow them to explore, and when you try to you know, when you disengage with them because of the decisions that they make for themselves. You know, as long as they're not harming anybody, why does it matter? You know, sometimes you just have to love people when you want that relationship, when you want that bond to stay healthy. Another one is a coworker acknowledges a mistake without blaming or shaming you. Another one is you can express excitement, sadness, or fear without fear or ridicule, so you can be yourself. A lot of men say that they have issues with feeling like they can be themselves. They can express emotions. But sometimes, you know, we have to set a standard for our lives. And the people who don't accept those standards that we have for ourselves, we have to communicate, try to fix it. And if it doesn't work, just move on. How do you resolve this issue? You said, I just had a long day at work and you had a long day with the kids. How do you resolve this issue? So you saying you had a long day at work and then you get home and your wife had a long day with the kids. How do you resolve this issue? Then y'all both say, whew, we just had a long day. Maybe tonight you don't have to cook, baby. You done had a long day. How about we order some food or we go out to eat? Let's wear these kids out. Wear these kids out real bad. Watch them run around. Do something. Put them in a tub. Long, warm bath. Real early, 7 o'clock. And take their ass to sleep. Get them some magnesium glycate. Some magnesium glycate. maybe some other L-theanine, some stuff that's gonna relax their muscles and make them go to sleep, and put their ass to bed. And then you take magnesium glycate and all the sleeping herbs, not medicines, and then you take your ass to bed. That's how you work it out right there. Boom. Rodrigo said, yeah, that magnesium gonna knock him out cold. Exactly. Oh, y'all so sweet, y'all. Every time y'all start talking about being a wife, I'd be like, anywho. But on to the next conversation. So those were the everyday examples. Red flags. This is the last portion and we can move on. If y'all want to talk about something else, how much I got? I got 15%. And it's 7 o'clock. Throw that paw up. Like what? What you mean? I don't know. So red flags of emotional unsafety. This is the kicker, y'all. This the kicker. Y'all, my eyes is watering. Give me a second. Y'all don't know why my eyes is watering right now. Y'all so sweet. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. My people. At this point, I think I'm getting married next year. The way y'all be talking to me, I think I might be getting married. I don't know to who, but it's somebody. Okay, when a man has a long day, he recharges through intimacy. Oh, that's another thing I wanted to talk about is intimacy, because that is a part of emotional safety. So that's what we'll talk when I say the red flags of emotional unsafety. We'll get into intimacy. So because intimacy is not just physical, you know, especially for a woman, intimacy doesn't start in the bedroom. Intimacy begins when you wake up. But red flags look like constant fear of walking on eggshells. So if you feel like you can't even say what you want to say, boom, that's your number one example that you don't have emotional safety in your relationship, when you can't say what you want to say. And or you don't, like somebody, I think it was King of Oneself was saying earlier about having that, you have to have it with yourself first. Yeah, I do think it's important to have emotional safety with yourself first. Because when you have emotional safety with yourself first, even when people are not providing that to you, you can still express yourself and be yourself, right? You can still express yourself and be yourself. You said ring finger. I don't even know which one is a ring finger. This is a ring finger, right? I think so. The other one, your feelings are dismissed or mocked. You tell your man, just like how our friend was talking about, what about a long day? And you tell your man, hey, I had a long day with the kids. And it's like, he tell you, you don't even work. You're a stay-at-home mom. Why are you so tired? You've been at home all day. It's like, nigga, I just cleaned the house. I've been with these badass kids all day. And you telling me I shouldn't be tired? Or like, you got a wife who be like, you don't even be with the kids. You shouldn't be as tired as I am. Yeah, like John said, or vice versa. Exactly. That's how you know. Hey, Kelvin. Another one says you're punished for honesty through anger, guilt, or withdrawal. Punishments in any form. If you cannot punish me and then expect us to have emotional safety, there are natural consequences of people's actions, and I do think natural consequences are punishments. But if you want to maintain a relationship, you shouldn't be trying to punish people through withdrawing, you know, leaving, abandoning them, guilt tripping them, or being angry with them. Another one, there's inconsistency, kindness one day, coldness the next. It indicates abusive behavior. Last one, you feel drained, anxious, or on guard around the person. That's an energy vampire. Shout out to Nigeria. Shout out to all my Nigerians. So those are all red flags in a relationship. All in all, if you can acknowledge at least one person who you've had that with, or that you see that in your current life, understand that that is a lack of emotional intimacy in your emotional safety in your relationship, and emotional safety is very important. So we'll talk about intimacy and then we'll end it there. If y'all want to talk about something else after this, we can talk about whatever. So intimacy is the deep sense of closeness, trust, and connection between people. It's about truly knowing and being known. Feeling safe to be vulnerable and building a relationship where honesty, respect, and care are consistent. And I feel like that's an issue with a lot of couples, is that there's a lack of intimacy. You don't feel like you're known in your relationship. Your partner's not aware of you physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. That's when you know you have intimacy, when your partner is aware of who you are at a core level. So intimacy is often misunderstood, but many people think intimacy only means sex. Intimacy, it does not start with sex. Okay? And if a lot of y'all men get this part, I'm telling you, home run. Home run, I'm letting you know. I got a friend right now. Not right now. Forever friend. And the way her man treats her is a beautiful thing to watch. It's a very beautiful thing to watch. It really makes me so happy. Like, seriously. You said art can be one-sided. It's one form of it. Yes. Yeah, sex is one form of intimacy, yeah. But true intimacy is much broader and forms the foundation of healthy, lasting relationships, whether that be romantic, platonic, or familial. You have intimacy in different relationships. Intimacy does not just start in just romantic relationships. So that means you have emotional connection, that emotional safety. That means you have that connection. Does she treat him well also? Oh yeah. I mean, the way that he treat her, you know, I would expect that she treat him just as well. I actually learned a lot about watching how they interact and how she interacts with them. I learned a lot about relationships. I was like, these are my parents. Yeah, I gotta be a two-way street. Yeah, that's how I be feeling. I love going out with them. I be having a good time. So you have to feel free to share your inner world, so your dreams. Now mind y'all, don't be one of them people who share them dreams but don't have no plans to achieve them. Don't be one of them people, because that's annoying. That's one thing that I know for sure, personally for me, that's going to break my emotional connection with anybody. If you start sharing dreams with me and you don't have any plans to achieve them and they're just dreams, I'm not a dreamer. Unless I'm telling you a dream that I had last night, I'm telling you plans. Please, I'm telling you what's going to happen in my life. So please don't just sit up here and share dreams with me, because it's going to piss me off. I'm sorry. That's just who I am. John said procrastination. Hey, Marcus. Yes, Marcus, I'm feeling better. Thank you. You should be able to share your feelings without judgment. Another one, you need trust and vulnerability. This intimacy sounds the same as emotional safety because they are intertwined. Real Rico said, right, all dreams, no goals, no ambition. Ambition is the important part of the story. So you gotta feel safe to let your guard down. You know, that's the same thing of not being punished, not being criticized that we talked about. You have to have presence and attention, your awareness skills. That's one thing that I think builds true intimacy, is being aware of who your partner is. So it's like, sometimes your partner's not even aware of themselves, but when you can point out things that your partner's not even aware of, that builds a sense of intimacy, because it's like, wow, you really notice me in ways that I don't even notice myself. Like, you be like, I love the way you scratch the back of your ear every time you're confused. And they be like, how did you know that? It's like, because I watch you, my dear. I pay attention to you. Thank you, GR, for answering the obvious questions. Marcus, you should be thankful to GR. You got to say thank you to GR, Marcus. Mutual respect. Mutual respect. Meaning both people value and honor each other's thoughts, boundaries, and individuality. Respect is an important thing when it comes to intimacy. If you don't respect that individual, then intimacy cannot be built. Consistency, showing up. Not just during high or low moments, but showing up consistently. Especially if you're in a romantic relationship, every single day is a time to put in the work in that relationship. Sounds like a vow. Intimacy is a vow. A vow to love each other. Share growth, supporting each other's goals, changes, and personal development. Growing together. That's another reason why a lot of people don't last. Family, friends, everybody, because people don't grow at the same level. New level, new devils. So intimacy is not sex. It's not control or possession. It's not codependency. It's not secrets. It's not having a wall up. It's not constant conflict or chaos. So if you constantly in conflict and chaos, baby, that's not intimacy, baby. Every day you wake up, y'all arguing over stupid shit. It's like, why we gotta argue about who ate the last of the grapes? If you don't go online and go order a freaking order from the grocery store and go pick up some more grapes, like, come on. I sound like a marriage counselor preaching the truth. Why y'all always think I gotta be? Everybody always be like, you a psychologist, you a counselor, you a therapist. I'm like, no. But I do love mindsets. So I guess that's the reason why people always tie me into those professions, because I love mindset. Like it's just one of those things that like really get me, you know. Johnny said, are Oreos? Who ate the last of the Oreos? Now we gotta fight over crazy stuff. So there's the type of intimacies is emotional intimacy. So sharing your true feelings and being accepted. You got intellectual intimacy as a Gemini. And I know real Rico because you got a Sagittarius moon. We read about that the other day. Intellectual intimacy, connecting through deep conversations, exchanging ideas, or shared curiosity. Intellectual intimacy, that means you're a sapiosexual. I love me a good sapiosexual. King said, but they were my grapes. You don't even like grapes. That's usually how it goes. a little bit back and forth over some grapes ain't too bad. It ain't too bad, you know. Physical intimacy. So the one thing that I like about physical intimacy is that a lot of people think that it's about sex, but physical intimacy actually it starts before sex. Like holding hands, hugging. Do y'all know that we need like 7, 8, 9 hugs a day, 12 hugs a day? You know, I can get so many hugs from my cat, but he don't want me to force him all the time to be hugging him. When you can hug and be heart to heart with the individual, when you can hug, oops, I told y'all about this charger yesterday. I did not go out and get a new charger because it started working, but oh, it's not even plugged in. I was about to say, Red, why are you on my charger, boo? I was about to say, we all need to work on emotional and mental health facts. It starts with us. There we go. There we go. So, physical intimacy is cuddling, you know, a little big spoon, little spoon. People who are attracted by intellectual, sapiosexual. I'm one of them. I love me an intellectual individual. I love me somebody who's intelligent. But physical intimacy does start with consent and comfort. Now, mind y'all, one thing that I don't think that we've been taught enough, and I say it because I haven't been taught enough, is the power of consent. Like, even as an individual being like, can I hold your hand, instead of just going to hold the hand, like, that is a factor for some that like really improves the relationship. Is being like, hey, is it okay if I rub your shoulders? Is it okay if I touch your thigh without just touching the person's thigh? Like, when you have that consent, it adds a different layer of trust to the relationship. And I don't think that we practice that enough. I was watching this one show called, girl, I forgot the name of it. But it was about couples who dated online for a long time and they met each other in real life. In person, they had to live together and date. And they had a consent challenge. And you could really see the people who had control issues through that consent challenge because they never asked for consent. And it was like, it's not that hard, especially when you're on national TV, to just ask for a little bit of consent to do whatever you're doing, touching your partner. Just practice it, you know? And I think that those are like individual games that couples could do, is consent challenges, consent games. I think that y'all don't get pregnant. Don't get nobody pregnant. Not as Micaiah, friend. I ain't seen you in a minute. Hey, friend, how you been? You said, I don't sleep with someone because of desire. There is dangerous because in energy exchange, there's so much going on. Facts. Hey, Sir Kish. Hey, y'all. GR, you said a child can fail to thrive due to lack of emotional intimacy. Facts. Jalen, shout out to all the people showing up. Hey, Jalen. Hey, Papu. Hey, y'all. How y'all doing? So, yeah, if y'all practice consent challenges in relationships that y'all are in, I think that will really build that trust that y'all are looking for. Did I eat today? Yeah, I went to Burger King. I got me an ice cream cone, the mac and cheese bites, and a bacon double cheeseburger. That is like my favorite meal right now. I'm trying my best to stop eating Burger King so much, but it's so good. The bacon double cheeseburger is so good, I promise you. So that's about physical intimacy, and you know, that is something right there. Y'all want to get to the bedroom before getting to the bedroom? Do that. Do that. Do you get? No, I don't get any onions. I'm not the onion girly. I don't want any onions on my burgers. So, experimental intimacy. I never heard of this one, but bonding through shared activities. Oh, memories and routines. So we're building intimacy because we are experiencing this activity together. We're painting. We're going to a painting class together. We're doing a cooking class together. We are going to a treetop adventure together. Like, that builds intimacy together. Yeah, Real Rico, he said doing stuff together. Exactly. That's also just quality time as well. Experimental intimacy sounds like quality time, bonding through shared activities. The last one is spiritual intimacy. This is one that I'm looking for personally. Sharing beliefs, values, or practices that connect you to a sense of purpose or higher meaning. Now, mind y'all, a lot of times with some of these intimacies, I want people to be well aware, because a lot of people have issues with pre-anxious occupied attachments, and they don't realize what's making them so attached to these relationships that they're in. The reason why some of these relationships are so hard to let go of is because you have found validation through them, or through some form of intimacy, or through some type of experience that y'all share. So let's just say that, what's a good example? Let's just say like you're a nerd who loves Legos, right? You love to build Lego towers, Lego trucks, Lego this, Lego that, right? You have nobody around you who likes to build Legos. You meet an individual who enjoys building Legos. Oh, what you think, Jalen? Shout out to you, Jalen. Shout out to you. I'm excited for you. I'm super excited. I can't wait to hear more feedback about it. But you meet somebody who likes to build Legos, but this person is extremely mean and rude to you. But because you share that same desire that y'all like to build Legos, you think this person's meant to be in my life. So you accept the bullshit that the person is providing in your life, because now you're validated through your shared experience of liking Legos. So that creates a pre-anxious occupied attachment, because you don't realize what's keeping you attached to this individual really is the shared experience of Legos. That's just one example. And people do it every day, because you're being validated through whatever that you share with this individual. Looking past the red flags. Exactly. But it's difficult when you are validated, because you cannot validate that portion of yourself. When you're not fully just okay with doing Legos by yourself, and you need somebody to keep you validated through your experience of Legos, it's hard for some people to really acknowledge that. You said, yeah, for sure. In my case, before sleeping with the one who would be mine, I just make sure there's a spiritual cleansing for both of us. And even after sleeping with the other, there should be a spiritual cleansing to put things back in order. Okay, period. Spiritual cleansing. Period to you. Let's talk about how to build intimacy. It's a lot on here. I'm not going to lie. It's a lot on here. But I think that this is a really good live. I'm still surprised that it was only 87 votes. I really think it's because YouTube changed up how they did it. But the way you build intimacy is build trust slowly. A lot of people try to rush into relationships. They want to have a one night stand to marriage. But you build trust slowly, it's a stronger foundation in my eyes. So keep your word. Be consistent with your actions. Handle each other's vulnerabilities gently. You know, people are vulnerable in certain areas. Yeah, there's a lot of people who's really skinny and they don't like being skinny. Don't be rude about it. Practice open communication. You know, allow people to communicate without being upset about what they're saying. Listen first and then share what you say next, you know. So ask questions, you know. Ask questions about what that means for them. One person could say the sky is blue, the next person could say the sky is green. That doesn't mean one person is wrong. That means that they may have a different perspective that you don't understand. You said even washing your bed sheets. Facts. Wash some bed sheets. Listen without judgment or interruption. Be emotionally available. You know, you got to be emotionally available for yourself before you can really show up for other people. So you can validate their feelings instead of dismissing or trying to fix it. These are things that this is like the same story that keep coming up, right? Make space for difficult emotions. So allow people to express those difficult emotions. I think that that's an important one for sure. Express gratitude and appreciation for them. Create quality time. Respect boundaries. Be vulnerable first. So don't just be expecting people to be vulnerable with you and then you don't be vulnerable with them. So common mistakes that block intimacy. And this is the last portion. Common mistakes that block intimacy. Avoiding hard conversations out of fear. So you don't want to tell that girl that you getting sick and tired of seeing her lace front because you feel like she gonna get mad at you. You know, just put it in the budget, friend. Put it in the budget. Let her know. You know, babe, I don't really like the wig you keep wearing. I want you to wear something that fits you better. Let's go look at something together. Maybe we can choose something together. Y'all know y'all done seen them before. That's why I don't personally wear lace fronts. You know, I have before, but I just don't like the look that you can see. And it's just not yet in my budget to get, you know, the good quality ones. You know, I know y'all done seen them before as a man. Or you, as a man, you might see a girl and you just don't like her makeup. Real Rico, you said I told a girl that before. You don't like the girl's makeup, but you really want to get to know her. But it's like, ooh, like look what she wear. Like it's just, you know, like it's just a turn off. It's like, babe, we just gonna have to go shopping. You know, I want to talk to you, but let's just go together. Maybe I can help you pick an outfit out. Maybe you can do like a little dress show or something. You just, you know, let's go see what's happening. Assuming closeness shouldn't be instant rather than built over time. So don't just automatically be like, okay, we cool. You know, be okay with not being so close to people so immediately. There's a couple of relationships in my life who I feel like God has pinpointed, has shown through lots of similarities. But I said, you know, I'm not going to try to rush into this relationship. I'm not going to try to force us to be cool. I'm going to allow life to work out and see what happens. I'm not going to rush anything. I do feel like we have a strong connection. In friendship is what I'm talking about. In friendship, I feel like we got a strong connection, but I'm not going to rush into it right now. I'm going to let it come to me slowly because I feel like this could be something that could be worthwhile in the future. This is a big common mistake that blocks intimacy, is expecting someone to just know what you need. That's also very passive aggressive. It's also very passive aggressive to think that people are just going to read your mind. Another one is letting technology or distractions replace real presence. So being on your phone, we hanging out, but you on your phone all day. Is your phone more interesting than me? I've actually been around somebody who will literally have earphones in the whole time that we hanging out, and they'll have like a YouTube video playing. And it's like, you grown ass iPad kid. If you don't get your ass off that damn phone. The last one is using manipulation, shame, or silent treatment during conflict. Learn how to communicate when there's conflict. I know for me, I used to be very conflict avoidant, growing up in a very hostile environment where people will literally start fighting, throwing water bottles out the cars, road rage, you know, fighting. beating people up around you, you know. When you grew up around that type of environment, I literally used to really have a mindset of, if you get into conflict with somebody, the only solution was to fight. Like, that was used to be my mindset. So that's why I really didn't get into a lot of conflict, because I used to just think, now I don't want to have to fight every single time. So I would just like cut people off, because it felt like, well, you're not gonna understand me, so the only thing that makes sense is to beat you up. No, I wasn't fighting as a kid a lot. Some people might say that, but I wasn't fighting as a kid. But that's why, when you have certain experiences in life, you have certain expectations. And so that was my only expectation, is if somebody is playing with you, you got to fight them. And because I don't want to have to fight all the time, especially, I stopped fighting around 5th grade because I was fighting a little boy and I got a black eye. So that was my last time fighting for real. But when you had that mindset that this is the only way, it's really hard to have conflict with individuals. So I had to learn as an adult how to be solution oriented and get over conflict with loved ones, because I had to stop cutting people off. That was a big problem that I had, was that I would just cut people off. Like, okay, we can't get on the same page, blocked. I'll never talk to you again. That's why I communicate through experience, y'all. I communicate through experience. I'm a changed individual. I'm a changed woman. It's hard to break that thought process. Awareness supports breaking that thought process. When you're aware and then you make a decision about what you want for yourself, that is what breaks that thought process. If you have a lack of awareness, you can't fix what you're not aware of. And when you are not decisive, you cannot move towards your goal. That's how you transmute emotions. You become aware of it, you feel it, you ask yourself, do I want to feel this way? You make a decision, yes or no, and then you figure out what's the next step. What are some other alternatives? What's another option? That's what I tell y'all about all the time when it comes to page 33. Page 33. I can't wait to do my giveaway. I think this weekend I'm going to make the ad that I'm going to post on the community, and I'll let y'all know. Mind y'all, for all my people in the chat, we're giving away 2 You Are Programmed books. I'm super excited. Maybe I should start giving more of these away. I think y'all like You Are Programmed more than y'all like the journals. More people ask about You Are Programmed than the journals. But I have Money Mindset and I have Love and Belonging. These are the 4 books that I'll be giving away in the giveaway next week, next Sunday. On the full lunar moon eclipse, if you may ask, we're going to do it on a full moon lunar eclipse. So that's pretty cool. Makai said, feel someone is sleeping around a lot. Their aura looks dark. If someone is too negative, it doesn't matter for them. Yeah. And if you notice, a lot of people who sleep around a lot have mental illnesses. Like, they either have it already or they develop it. GR says stuff like this usually isn't taught early enough in schools. Facts. And we have to learn it ourselves. That's why we practice mindset, because mindset starts with awareness. When you are aware, you can make a choice about how you want to feel. And all you have to do is put awareness out there for people to see. Hey, girly. When you that's why a lot of people like ads, like actual advertisements, like you see McDonald's ad like every 20 seconds, is because that's the first key to bringing someone into your world, is making them aware. If people are not aware, how they gonna get to you? So John with the jokes. John got the end of live jokes, y'all. Go ahead, John. You got the best jokes. Exactly, Real Rico. Is there anything else y'all want to talk about? We've been on here for a while, but is there anything else that y'all want to talk about? I'm going to go ahead and end the poll. It says, has someone ever provided you emotional safety? 39% said yes, 28% said no, 10% said I don't know, and 23% said what is emotional safety? I'm a part of the 39% who says yes. I've had someone provide me emotional safety, and that was the best experience. So I'm going to go ahead and end this. Thank you guys for voting. Son, come here. What happens to the kid at school when the lights went out? Hmm. I don't know. That's an interesting one. I don't know. Mm. They were delighted. They were delighted. They were delighted. I'm not getting this one, friend. This one not making sense to me. They were delighted. Delighted. Let me read this again. What happened to the kids at school when their lights went out? I'm not understanding the school portion. I get the light part, but the school portion don't make sense to me. They were delighted. I'm really trying to understand this because your jokes usually, they make a lot of sense. The word has light in the meaning. The school when the lights went out. They were delighted. Oh, okay. I understand. GR said they get it. They were happy. Oh, they were delighted. Oh. Okay. They were delighted because delighted means to be happy. And then delighted is without the light. I get it. It took me a while. I get it. I got it. You got any more jokes? What else you got, friend? A play on words for sure. John said tough crowd. Okay, one more. And then we can go ahead and get off a live for today, y'all. GR, when you be saying wump wump, this is what it remind me of. It remind me of that SpongeBob when he was SpongeBob in the Micaiah, you're gonna have to teach us more about the energy. A cartoon artist was found dead. Details said things got sketchy. Yep. Yeah, I get that one. Things got sketchy. How you be coming up with these? That's what I want to know. How do you come up with these things, friend? I'm about to go watch some SpongeBob. Y'all, thank you for the jokes for today, John. I appreciate the jokes. It's your secret. He's not gonna reveal it. No. I like the jokes. I really do. How y'all feel about the live today? Bye, John. Next time we'll give you some more stage presence. It wasn't the stage presence for today. You deserve the stage presence, John. You said great live, good discussion. Yeah, I actually really like this discussion. I like the idea of building emotional safety in relationships. It's something I've never really delved into before. So I'm excited to see how I do that. You know, every time y'all be telling me, because I don't think that this started with the money mindset. I think people probably was talking about marriage a lot during the money mindset journaling too. But I feel like I just keep hearing it a lot. So I feel like with these conversations, I do think it does prepare you for marriage. Like, you want a long-term partner, you want to be with somebody, well, you have to be able to have emotional intimacy, emotional safety with yourself. And when you have that with yourself, you can share that environment with other people, and it does, you know, maintain a long-term relationship. Of course, you can't do it all by yourself. You're going to need, you know, external support, therapists, you know, confidants, family members, loved ones who will support you in your relationship journeys. But I like the conversation, so I'm excited to see what manifests, because things manifest when we have these discussions and we're doing our gratitude journals. You know, for the money mindset one last time, from that manifested a financial coach. And so I've been talking to a financial coach who literally looks over my finances, who tells me, you know, this is what you need to do. You know, she was just looking over my finances the other day, and she let me know, hey, this is lowering your credit score. This is how you can take it off your credit score. This is how long it's going to take. This is exactly what you need to do. So I'm going to follow each and every step, and hopefully they take it off my credit, and my credit's going to go up. And if I never would have met her, I would have never even known. It's not something I would have even thought about. You know, she's noticed, you know, areas in my life where I'm spending a lot of money. One thing that my financial coach has done, mind you, this is all free, is she has made me a lot more proud of myself. I used to feel a lot more confused about finances, and she's like, Meiana, you're doing so well. You're so young. You're doing so well. You're doing amazing. Like, you're doing a lot better than most of the people who come in my office. You have this, and this together. These other people don't usually have this together. And that's what came out of us doing the money mindset. And now I'm going to talk to her like once or twice a month. And imagine where I'll be in a year just because I got a financial coach, you know? So same thing with this one, with the emotional gratitude, love and belonging, not emotional gratitude, love and belonging journal. It's like, okay, imagine how different. I mean, a lot of y'all have been very consistent in the lives and very active. And I know for sure a lot of y'all are really great men. Like, y'all deserve to be with a really great woman as well. And it's not a lot of women in the chat, but for the little bit of women that are in the chat, y'all know y'all deserve to be with a really great man, you know, or woman, whoever y'all want to be with. Maybe y'all want to be with man if y'all man, I don't know. So either way, these conversations, you know, we have about a week plus of these conversations left. I truly expect y'all to be able to take these conversations and implement them into your life. John said, hell no. I truly expect y'all to be able to implement these into y'all's life and build that relationship with whoever that y'all want to be with, and it be something that's long term, because now y'all feel love and y'all feel belonging in y'all's relationship, and it's a foundation that a lot of relationships are missing. So I'm super happy for us. I love you too, John. Thank you, baby. You said I don't use the love word a lot. I appreciate it. You already said thought-provoking topic as usual. Yes, good discussions. I appreciate everybody who stayed in the live. You spoke a lot of truth today. Thank you. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all. I'm not gonna come on live tomorrow, but I'll be back on Sunday, and we'll continue our conversation. And I'm super excited. I love y'all. She's the stage, guys. Period. Thank you. I love y'all so much. I hope you guys enjoy your morning, afternoon, or evening, and have a wonderful day. Bye.